If you're looking at getting ND filters for your Osmo Pocket 3, I want you to think again. I'm gonna show you what the experience looks like when you have ND filters and you're trying to get that cinematic look. And everybody talks about how cinematic and all this stuff and the filters and get this and get that. I don't think that there's a lot of videos talking about the cons and just some of the struggles that people are going through. The theme today is going to be ND filters, and we got this camera to make things as simple as possible. So I'm gonna try to use ND filters to keep the motion blur today. I have to go pick up my daughter and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna take the camera and show you guys what a real life scenario looks like when you're trying to use filters to keep that cinematic look. I'm not even gonna cut any of the transitions or anything. I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna keep auto ISO to make things as easy as possible. Now, I don't have a different variety of filters, but I do have this Feewell ND64. For those that don't know what ND filters are and you just got this camera and you've been hearing about filters, filters are basically sunglasses. They cut down light in your camera so that you can get a more natural cinematic motion blur, and you can keep that 180-degree rule, which is what like most film and movies and things that we see, what we're used to seeing on like TV and stuff like that. And it does look nice, but it comes with some work. So anyways, to start off right now, I got the wide angle lens, so no longer am I able to use that. So boom, there goes my wide angle lens. This is what you get with the DJI, just standard lens. The good thing is that my wide angle lens actually fits on here. So I can just store it right there. That's where I usually store it. And then here's my ND64. It fits perfectly on that little black Pro Mist slot right there. So that way I only carry this because I'm trying to make things as simple as possible. And if I want to use filters, I want to try to keep it as simple as possible. This will also answer the question, can I just use one ND filter and play around with the ISO and let the ISO crank up and down? ISO is going to be on auto. I'm just going to let the full range go. And then shutter speed is the only manual thing that's going to happen here. Auto wideband is going to be on auto too, because I want to take as least amount of work as possible. All right, guys, let's go on this vlog. Let's enjoy it. Today, we're going to have all natural motion blur. Bye, Stella. All right. So no ND filter here. Bye, guys. Let's get going. All right. We're outside, guys. We got the natural motion blur that everybody wants to look cinematic. Here we go. And oh, wait, I gotta, hold on, let me stop. Hold on. Now I gotta, hold on, let me put this down, grab my ND for my case. Boom, put that on there. Let's go. ND64 Feewell. We keep that motion blur going. My nose is funny this morning. Get my remote control B-roll. Let me open this up. I don't know what ISO this is. It's probably gonna look a little grainy because we have the ND filter and that's cutting light. And in order for me to get the right exposure, I'm gonna have to take this out. And I just want you to imagine if I had the other ones, I would have had to take this one out, grab a lower ND, put that on there, put it on the little case. Now it's not easy to take these out. When you pull them, it's very hard to pull them out of there. And when you pull them out, they flip and then you'll touch them with your fingers and they get finger smudges on them. So make sure you carry a cloth or something to wipe them with. That is one thing that you're gonna have to constantly be doing. Also, I've already dropped this thing twice. Look at this. We're getting that motion blur. It looks all cinematic. We're gonna go pick up my daughter. It's my daughter's birthday this weekend, so she's gonna be having some friends over, and she's turning 13, so now we officially have a teenager at home. I feel a little old. A few weeks ago, we went down to Springfield, Illinois, and we learned all about Abraham Lincoln, and we went to a Mexican restaurant, and they had Jarritos, Jarritos is a soda brand in Mexico, and it's very popular. It's like, they have all different flavors. My favorite one is tamarindo, which is tamarind. And so if you ever have a jarrito, order tamarind, get a little crazy with it. I know a lot of people get just the normal ones like fruit punch. They have orange, lime, strawberry, mango, guava. They have a lot of cool flavors. So I had my kids try them for the first time. And so mind you, my kids have never tried Mexican pop before. So they really fell in love with it. And now my daughter said she wants Mexican pop for her friends, coming over and her little slumber party that they're having. So I'm gonna take them to the Mexican store and we're gonna take this thing on there and vlog with it. Today we are keeping that motion blur like everybody likes, still auto exposure, auto white balance, because I'm trying to make if I'm gonna use ND filters, and if you decide to take that route, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. I didn't get this camera to make more work. It's actually easier for me, like I mentioned before, to change manual settings. If I want to get the best cinematic look, I would just use my ZV-E1, honestly, and then I get a amazing image quality for my vlogs. So, but that's not the point here, guys. The point here is we want easy. And you know what? This camera has made me make more videos. Yesterday, you know what? Yesterday, I filmed 3 different videos, all within maybe 3 hours from each other. I filmed 3 different videos that I'm gonna be posting here very soon, all in one day, because how easy it is. And it's just fun. This camera has actually made me wanna go out and do walks. That's not like me at all. I'm a geeky dude. I'm like sit in front of a screen. I don't do sports. I don't do any of that stuff. And this camera has made me wanna go out on walks and enjoy walks. What are you guys thinking about the ND? This is ND64. So the downside is that I have to use the DJI Pocket lens, and it's just not wide enough. Like I wish it was this wide, but I didn't have to like stretch out my hand this far out, because now my hand is getting tired, you know, holding this like this. The other one, I could just have it like about a foot away and I get a better view, but this one's a little too close. So I'm gonna pick up my daughter, guys. I'll film a little bit of B-roll. The ND's gonna stay on during B-roll. All right, guys, we're here at the Mexican store. We're gonna get ourselves some jarritos for my daughter's birthday. And remember, I'm not gonna cut out any time I have to switch over the ND, because I want you to see how, like, when I have to stop and when to put it on, when I have to put it back. Also, I just learned that with the Feewell ND filters, if you're planning on getting these, you can't turn off the camera without taking it off. I mean, you can, but you could risk damaging the motor inside, because when the camera tries to go back into the off position, the part of the gimbal where it doesn't let the camera fully retract to the off position, and therefore leaving the head just kind of loose and exposed for any sort of elements to like damage it and stuff like that. So, all right, we're gonna go in here. Like I said, one thing I didn't mention was that I do have exposure on -7. I keep it at -7, even on auto and everything like that, just because the camera tends to overexpose. It's on auto settings. So, all right, let's go, guys. ND64 filter is still on. And my daughter just turned 13 years old, so. All right, guys. So this is the exposure we're dealing with right now. Now I have to pull out this thing. We're gonna try to take off this ND without having to. All right, that was very hard. All right, now we're overexposed and we're gonna go in here. I don't think I'll need ND in here, but we'll see. We might need a cart. Oh, sorry. All right, these are jarritos, guys. We got that. Oh, and then this one has the, get one of these. This one has the sangria, and it's got the Mexican flavored ones. They're all made by Jarritos. So this one has a Fiesta pack, so it's got like assorted flavors. Oh. All right, let's go this way. Now we are overexposed outside, so hold on. I gotta grab this little thing, grab the ND, put it on there, and there you go, guys. So really, when you're going in and out of places, it's when you have to slap it on. Maybe ND, I feel like this ND might be a little too strong. Oh, it's windy. Like I was saying, carrying too many options of NDs, that's why I only bought this single ND when I was trying to do the manual thing, or whenever I feel like, you know, creating something like this where I want to keep the motion blur, or if it's like a static shot, maybe I'm doing like a product review and lighting is controlled. But then again, honestly, the automatic white balance and automatic exposure just does such a good job. Yeah. I feel like if you have every single, like ND4, ND8, 6, 12, whatever, 16, if you have all of them, you're just gonna constantly be wanting to switch them, and you're gonna get overwhelmed on to which one you need and which one looks better. If you just have one or two, possibly just one, maybe like this ND64, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. You just have one to carry, and you don't have to carry a case. This ND filter actually fits on that bottom slot there where it says ProMist, so I just have my wide angle and the ND on the bottom. I will say, if you want to use NDs and you want a wide angle view, you have to get the Feewell. They are the only ones that I know that are stackable, so you can get their wide angle lens. It's still not as wide as the K&F, but at least the ND is stackable. Now that wide angle lens from Feewell, you have to stack it on top of a macro lens. So it's like macro, wide angle, and then NDs. And every time you take off that ND, it comes off with the wide angle lens, but the macro stays attached to the camera. So it's just kind of hard. It's very tedious. And if you're like, I had to stop. There was people watching me coming inside the store, like watching me switch my ND and stuff like that. I feel like it just breaks the workflow and the vibe of the day, especially when vlogging. Like, you just want it to be seamless. So that's just my own take on NDs. Let's keep going. Guys, we are home. Still on the ND64. I haven't taken it off. Let me show you what this looks like. It looks like it's exposing correctly. I'd rather have a little underexposed image when it comes to grading, and especially in auto, than overexposed, because I feel like overexposed just doesn't, I feel like overexposed just ruins the highlights and stuff. And I think darker shadows and stuff like this, where like I'm silhouetted, doesn't look so bad because it looks natural. All right, so here, if I was vlogging, I could have just came right in here, but now we're going inside the house, and now I'm gonna have to remove the ND, which means, again, let's take this out. Now, this is the simplest, most easiest way I found out to use ND filters. It's just to use one, let the ISO, you know, do its thing. And I do have noise reduction to -1 because it does get pretty noisy sometimes with this filter. So let's take it off. Hopefully I don't drop it. It's hard because the head moves too. Oh. See, I just hit my actual camera lens with this, and I hate it because these ND filters in here, they have a metal edge around them, and I'm always scared that if I keep doing this, it's just gonna start scratching the camera. So, but wide angle ND fits right in there. I just throw that right in my pocket, and now you can grab this and continue vlogging. But see, it just breaks up the experience for me. We're still at 50th shutter speed. Everything back there is overexposed because we don't have auto exposure. I finished it, but this right here, if you never tried it and you like sangria, it's non-alcoholic. My favorite, one of my favorite pops, Mexican pops, really good. Let's go outside. I wanted to test something else out for you guys. Well, let's throw on the ND. All right, here we go. So, kids are playing outside today. So this is with the ND motion blur. I thought I'd show you guys what the automatic settings without the ND look like in the wide angle lens. So let's switch that over right now. Here, I'm gonna take this off. This is, it's kind of hard. Well, you can't even see because it's kind of hard putting it in here too. It does take some time because your fingers have to go in. Wait, hold on, dang it. Let me change to automatic. All right, guys, this is the Osmo Pocket regular lens, and this is full auto. This is full auto, and I feel like the colors, the contrast, everything's a lot better just straight out like this without ND. ND, I haven't checked real quick, but you guys can probably tell by the footage that I was just shooting with the ND. Let me know if you see any difference in colors. I feel feel like the shadows where like the dark areas tend to get a little weird, but that's just my that's just my professional mind thinking, you know, color cast and stuff like that. It's very minor. I don't think a lot of people that watch these videos even pay attention to that. Only I would be able to notice. But that's the least of the problems. Here's one important thing, guys, especially for vloggers, right? This is a vlogging channel. I like to talk about cameras and stuff like that. I'm not super techie. I like my reviews to be as practical as possible. Like, yes, do I do this professionally and do I know a little bit of tech enough to do my job? Yes. I mean, look at this. This is super. There's not a single cloud in the sky right now. This is full auto. Let me show you a backlit situation again. This is just straight up auto. Look at this. I don't have to worry about anything. I could take you guys along, tell you a story. Like, hey, sorry guys, I went to go get my windshield because the wind picked up pretty bad. Let me center this. All right, there we go. But yeah, this is automatic, guys. Here's one last thing I want to talk to you guys about before I let you go on this vlog. It's getting a little too long. Doing everything in auto and not worrying about the motion blur keeps the viewer in the flow of the day. So for example, I'm talking to you guys right now. Let's just say I wanted to get some water. Hey guys, here's an example. So let's just say it started raining and I wanted to go inside and I wanted to keep talking to you without doing that jump cut. It keeps the flow going. It keeps you engaged with your viewers. That's why I like automatic. See, I could just go inside and, you know, come in here and let this adjust by itself. And looks like we're getting a little bit of flickering. Oh no, that wasn't flickering from the camera. That was actually flickering because my light is actually flickering. But yeah, now we're in here, guys. See, the transition is just seamless. The exposure is really nice. So we can get out here and it's like, hey, let's go check out outside. It's super, super windy. And now we're out here. See, I can keep going. And it just makes things a lot easier. You know, you don't have to lose the connection. So I think to me that's very important, especially when you're vlogging, than having to stop and get that motion blur. I don't think anybody cares about that stuff. And anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, but I hope this video helped you guys decide if you wanna go through that, putting on the filter, putting it back down. That was me only using one filter. Imagine if you had a set of all different levels. You're gonna not even know what level to use. It's gonna make things more complicated, more things to drop and lose. It's just a lot of work, guys. So if you guys still wanna keep playing around, I'm trying to save you money and make you focus more on storytelling and having adventures with this camera, because I'm having a blast and I'm really loving this camera and I want you to have the same experience. So I hope this video helped. Leave any comments. Let me know how you feel. I'm not super against ND filters, but I will say if you're gonna use them, this is what you have to go through. And if you're okay with that, then go ahead and do them. But if you buy the filters, use the link down there so your boy Jeff Bezos or whatever, the Amazon guy, can give me some money. It still costs the same for you guys. All right, guys, happy vlogging. Stay cool. Peace.